We will discuss the major sources of fund for a commercial bank, and we will focus mainly on deposit. So anytime we would like to discuss this one, we need to discuss them based on the four attributes of investment, which is our return, risk, liquidity, and maturity, which we explained earlier. So let's start with the first one, which is the current account deposit. The current account deposit, it mainly appears in the check account. They are available at any time. That's why it will be easy to access them. Consequently, the maturity will be very low. The liquidity. This one is highly liquid because this is the cash available in your check account. Consequently, the level of risk is very low. Therefore, the return will be either there is no interest or there will be a very low interest. The second account is called call or demand deposit. And this one, it will appear mainly in the savings accounts. But this account will incur some transaction and service fee cost. So maturity, it's accessible anytime. Consequently, the liquidity is high because you can access this money at any time. The risk here is very low as well. Therefore, the return will be very low return. They get a low interest. The third one is called certificate of deposit. And this certificate of deposit is issued by the bank, which means it carries the bank name. And it's highly negotiable, which means the bank can negotiate with the customer about the terms of this certificate of deposit. The maturity is from 1 to 6 months. Consequently, the liquidity is a little bit lower compared to current account deposit and call or demand deposit. But the good thing about certificate of deposits is they could be resold in the money market. Consequently, the level of risk will be a little bit higher compared to the previous two, and that's why here I'm talking relatively to these four types. And that's why when I say here medium level of risk, I compare it with current account and call or demand. But overall, all these items are considered low risk. But now I'm talking relatively, which means I am comparing these four items among each other. Therefore, the return will be very low, and we call it a discount security. What do I mean by discount security? It means that the bank will issue the certificate of deposit for $1,000, for example, for 6 months. This means that it will be traded today at a discount at less than 1,000, for example, for 900. Therefore, we call it a discount security, which means after 6 months at maturity, you will get the face value, which is the 1,000. And now it will be trading at a lower value rather than $1,000. The last type of deposit is called term deposit, which means any household will go and put a deposit for a certain period of time in a bank. Therefore, the maturity is longer, which means it's from 1 month to 5 years. Therefore, the liquidity is less liquid compared to the previous three types. Therefore, the level of risk is relatively higher. Therefore, the return, because it has less liquidity, higher maturity, and higher risk, therefore the return will be higher. Therefore, we expect that we will receive a higher periodic interest. And when we talk about periodic, it means that we might get the interest every month, every quarter, every semi-annual or annual. Therefore, if we'd like to compare the risk-reward trade-off between all of them, we'll discover that the one with the lowest risk will be current account deposit, followed by call or demand deposit, followed by certificate of deposit, followed by term deposit. Therefore, the highest return will be for the highest risk, which is term deposit, followed by certificate of deposit, followed by call or demand deposit, followed by current account deposit.